What's up guys, Tony here from Geek Legion Games, and today I'm here to showcase you my second place standing for Imperialdramon. Still top tier in the on the deck lists, and for very good reason. This deck is very fast paced, and it could just do a lot of combos within one turn. We did have a couple spices in here, just to pretty much if you're going against a mirror, it will beat the mirror. But before we dive into that, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and without further ado, let's get into the deck video. Alright, to start off our egg count, we have 5 eggs, 4 of them being which of our little demi-Vs over here. When attacking once per turn, if you have a Digimon with jamming, trigger, draw a card. We have quite a few Digimon in here that give out jamming, so we'll always be able to draw a card if they stick around. And our 5th egg is Upamon here, with the once per turn attacking. If you have an opponent Digimon that doesn't have a source, draw a card. This deck doesn't trash sources, unfortunately, but, people do just hard play a Digimon out, get a rookie on play. Not going to have a source, and if you're pushing out with this, you get a card with it. Alright, to start up our rookie lineup, we ran 2 Vmons from EX-01. Powerful effect here for once per turn. If it's unsuspending during your main phase, gain 1 memory. There were most times too I had like 2 of these under sources and just gaining memory. And then obviously if you're able to DNA Digivolve, whether it be a Dino or Imperialdramon, this will be reset because it's a whole new Digimon and getting another free memory. As long as your opponent is not running any kind of memory blockers, you can abuse this quite often. Up next, we have Structure Deck 9 Vmons. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and add a free in its traits. We are running everything free in this deck, obviously except for 1 Mega, which big giveaway. 1 level 4, and then our 4 level 3s here, which we'll show out now. Labramons. This card's actually pretty gross in the deck, even though it's not a Vmon. Because the inheritability of this little pup, if you have a Digimon with jamming, gain a memory. We're running 4 XVs and 4 babies that have to do with jamming, so be able to gain a memory, draw a card, and have this in Imperialdramon, which we'll show once we get throughout this in deck. We'll show you combos of what the stacks can look like with this in it, and what you can do for the deck. Then the last of our rookies, we are running the Structure Deck 8 Vmon. We are not going to be ever doing your turn effect for Ultra V Dramon effects, because we're not running those in the deck. It's not needed. What's needed though is this very cute little hair ability here for when attacking, draw a card if you have 7 or less cards in hand. There is times I see this way too much, and I've already procced this once and drawn like 5 or 6 cards in one swing, or 2 swings with Imperialdramon. So there are times where I wish I had another EX-01 Vmon, just because not a lot of people in my shop are playing, memory blockers. But at your shop, if people are running Gazi at the galore, or any other blockers like Midokis, then you could run the 3 here, of course. But this is our rookie lineup, and on to our level 4s. Alright, to start off our level 4s, we got our XVmons here. A staple, of course, has jamming right on it. And then your turn, if this Digimon has an Imperialdramon or free in its traits, which, we're always going to have that, it has jamming. So pretty strong once you have Imperialdra. So, if you're going against, a heavy Digimon deck that doesn't really have options you're worried about, then, you're just going to clear those. But if, Secton's still a thing out there, that's where pretty much we'll struggle. So, it is what it is. Then we got our 4 Stingamons here. On play, if you have you're going to on play, as long as you have a blue Digimon in the field, which is most likely you will. It's 3 memory, it's not going to be 4. And this guy's inheritable is when attacking, and it's not once per turn. Draw a card. So when you get with Imperialdra, you get your 2 swings in, and it's 2 free cards there, and then whatever the stack's going to be, which we'll still show in the ending of this video. What the stack would be running 1 Lydramon. Now this is where it will differ. Most lists will just run 3 of these just so you can have whatever. If you have this and you're missing your greens, you have your Lydramon here. I mean, it's got Armor Purge. I'm running just the one here because when I ran 3 when this came out, I really didn't like seeing the Elytramons. It also has when Digivolving, you can suspend one of their level 4s. Sometimes you get that, sometimes you don't, so that's why I ran just the one. And then we have our one Lobo. Got our nice fancy art here. This guy is pretty much, if we're in dire need of a blue, and we have our Stingmon, or we have a Elytramon out, and we need a blue, that's what this guy's here for. But he's really here for the, you just need the finisher. We have our Tamers out, and, you know, it's just a swing away. And for our last blue card from EX-02, we have our Leomon. Now, this guy actually surprised 2 of my games. Because they thought they're like, oh, is this the on-deletion game 2? They didn't want to read the card, so when they swung in, I had a Tamer, like, okay, I'll block. They completely forgot he's got another effect on the opponent's turn. So, when blocking, I gain 2 memory and draw a card, and just pass over the turn. Card's nuts. Also, when BT9 comes out, there's going to be an X-Antibody version of him, which he's also green-blue. So, once that comes around, if I'm still playing this deck, I'll figure out the X-Antibody version of this and how many copies I'll be running of that. But this is my level 4 setup here, so we'll get on around to our level 5s. Alright, up next we're going to level 5s. No surprise here, we're running a full set of Imperialdramon. This card is just bonkers for what it can do. If you DNA Digivolving, you're able to bottom deck one of their level 6k Digimon to the bottom of the deck, which, you know, any troublesome level 3s or level 4s, poop, put at the bottom, never see it again, gone forever. And then once per turn, you know, unsuspend this Digimon. Basically, an entire, like, that would be inheritability, just the front end of this card. It's huge. And obviously, if you have jamming with this, with XVmon, going against a deck that's just straight up Digimons, not a lot of options, this card is just going to win you the game all by itself, and it's a ticking time bomb. But if you're going to get Sencon, obviously, you know, it's scared swinging in, so if you're able to get one swing in and it lives, I suggest you probably get up to your level 6s and start splitting off and trying to figure out there, put more pressure on the control player. But I would never risk running in the second time, because then if it does die, yeah, it kind of resets you a little bit, because then all they can do is just recover back up. And then our 2 of our last level 5s, we have our Dino Bmons here. You could run 3 or 2. I might be running a 3rd one because how much this card can do. Even just Digivolving or DNAing, but you definitely want the DNA, which is suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, but if you DNA it, it locks it down for 2 turns. Unless they have reboot, so once that fades off, they'll be able to reboot. But if not, there was a game where I was playing X-Antibody and they didn't have reboot. Just unlock this down, they can't swing with their giant stack, which is gross. Or you could just, you know, lock something down that, like, okay, this Digimon's got like 3 security attack, whatever. Even if it be a Susano, just lock it down. If you can't kill it, just let it sit there for 2 turns. But this will be it for our level 5s, and on to our level 6s. Alright, to our level 6s, we have our 2 Imperial Dragon modes here. Basically, this is the vanilla, you know, when Digivolving, you just split off your stack. So you can split off 2 level 4s, and you can do it all over again. If it's still your turn, if you're at 4 memory, you do this, and you split off your XVs and Dinos, and you have more Pillages in hand, boom. Just do it over again and go bang, bang. That's all you gotta do. And especially if it's, like I said before, if it's a deck you're going up against, it's just highly Digimon. Boom, you do this, you get 2 swings in, do this. If you have Davis Ken out, unsuspend this. DNA, do this, bottom deck something else, swing, swing here. That's almost 4 or 5 swings. Definitely 4 swings, but if you're able to get 5 swings after that, you know, it's game. And then our last of our 2 level 6s, we have our fighter modes here, which is gross because, you know, Digivolve on this on the 2, so if for some reason you just have an abundance of memory, you're able to Digivolve on top here, bottom deck another Digimon that's 10k or less, and then, you know, unsuspend this if you have another Davis Ken out and get 2 more swings in. So this is a lot of swing power you can do with this. We will showcase now our level 7 here, which is our Blitz Omni. I had like 2 games where I was able to blitz for game, but pretty much these guys have pretty much won the games for me. But you never know, sometimes you just need that extra swing in, and this guy's just going to do it for you. And God forbid, you know, it's still not enough and you have this out. you can, on all turns, if a Digimon would be able to delete this Digimon, just strip one of these down. So if you have this, and then this on top of it, you can do this effect twice by putting this and, you know, trash. So that'll be it for our Megas. Onto our Tamers. Alright, to our Tamers, we are running 3 Davis himself for 4 memory, and he's also a memory setter, so he'll put you at 3. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and add 1 blue and 1 green Digimon. We do obviously have our dual color green blues, so if you're able to hit, if you hit the stack, you hit two green dual colors, or blue, or all blue, 1 dual color, vice versa, wherever the combinations are, you're gonna pretty much be drawing 2 cards with this, which is huge. There's no tamer out there that does that for you. Up next, we have 2 Davis Kens. Start of your turn, if you have a blue Digimon in the field, gain a memory, and same for if you have a green Digimon. Once you have your Pylegios and your Dragon modes out, of course, you know, and this guy in the field, you're set at 5 memory, which is huge. Very, very huge. And for our 6 Tamer, because you're probably all wondering why I'm not running 3 Davises, for what it can do, we have Analog Youth here. You're probably wondering, this has to be Troll. It's just another searcher. I mean, yeah, it's gonna put 2 cards away. This is basically it's a risk. It's a really big risk for high risk, high reward. I should say that. On play, reveal top 3 cards, add 1 Digimon to hand, and trash the rest. You do run the risk, like if you hit, you know, your options, of course, with this. But if you do lose a giant stack, because you know they have to answer at some point, you can hatch and gain a memory off this. So if this is your turn, of course, you already just pushed out, you lose a stack, you know, it's just Pyledra. Tap this, hatch an egg again, you know, if you have your Vmons in hand, go ahead and just Digivolve up, so it's more aggression for the next turn you're able to push out rather than waiting another turn. But yeah, you could make this 3 Davis, you could make this Mimi, of course. I just haven't had luck with Mimis because eventually you're going to run out of eggs, and that Mimi just sits there and just does nothing. This guy kind of does the same thing, but you're always going to be building up in the stack, so you can just abuse this too. It's just a slower paced Mimi, basically what that is. But this will do it for the Tamers, and on to the options. Alright, we're down to the nitty gritty. So for our 3 options here, we have 3 Hammer Sparks, gain 1 memory. That's all it is for 0 memory. And then it hits Insecurity, gain 2 memory. So if you're able to chokehold somebody, for your opponent, and it's like, you know, you're able to pass them to 1 memory if, you know, God forbid they don't have memory setters at this point. They swing in, they hit this, cool. That's 1 attack in, Ice Wall effect, you know, your turn. Up next, we have 2 memory boosts, because since Bandai doesn't like us having mulligans, we need consistency, and boom, this is our card right here. For 3 memory, on play, you send the main in the battle area, reveal the top 4 cards to your deck, and add 1 blue Digimon. Basically, if you're in a pinch and you need one of your evolutions, whether it be 4 or 5 or even 6, boom, this card will find it for you because it's going to hit everything. It's just not going to hit your Stingmons if you need Stingmon. So if you're in need of that, you play this. Obviously, you're not going to be able to grab it. And then it's delay effect, gain 2 memory. The MVP option for this list is our 3 Megadeths here. Originally, there were 2, but this card is just super strong. It's just a huge backbreaker if it hits Insecurity. Just suspend a Digimon and then return 1. So if they already had, like, if they have 2 problem child Digimons out there, whether it be like X Antibody, or I can name a bunch of lists, but I diverse. You can suspend 1 and then bounce the other, or just, you know, bang bang on the same Digimon. Obviously, too, this gets away troublesome Zort defeats out there because everyone's playing security control. You know, just put it back in their hand, and now they can't. There's nothing they can do with it. It's just going to be a dead card in their hand. So that's why we upped it to 3. We really want to see at least 1 in our hand, and then maybe 2 in the security. I've had times where I've sat back to back. You know, they hit in Megadeth. All right, another check, Megadeth. That's it. Now they don't have a board anymore, and then I could just go and swing for game. And then our 2 one-of options, we have our HPD and Ice Wall. For reasons why these 2 are just limited to 1, because Hidden Potential Discovery, the next time you bring Digimon with Digivolve, is suspend 1 of your Digimon. You know, we said this before, if you have Pyldra, if you swing once and it lives and you're going against like a very heavy option deck, you can then suspend this when you play this, or play this, suspend this, and just go up for free up to Dragon mode and then Fighter mode after that. And if you're going against something real aggro like D Reaper, Ice Ball here. You know, if they have the, the Reaper set up, you know what's coming in, you're able to set this down, you know, you can start, they get maybe like 2 swings off on you and then just back break them from the end of the game. If they don't have gate queues, of course. But this will do it for our options, and we'll show you the combinations that we've had with our lovely Pyldra right here for the end of the video. Alright, to get into the combos that I consistently was able to do with each one of my 5 round games. We're at 3 memory because it's our turn now. We're going to go ahead and push up here. This will then proc off the start of our turn with our dual tamer here. We'll gain 2 memory because we have a blue and a green Digimon. We also have Analog Boy out here, just, you know, because sometimes I've had all 3 of these out, but most times I just have these 2. But for video's sake, we'll just have this guy out for funds. We're going to go ahead and swing with the Vmon here because we can with jamming. We're not afraid of the security because our matchup is not really option heavy. So we'll get the swing here. We're going to gain the memory and draw a card. Awesome. So now we're at 6 memory. Then we're going to go ahead and DNA. For this video's sake, we're not going to stack it up. So we'll go ahead and do it like a little tower right here. We're going to draw a card. We're going to bottom deck one of their Digimon. They do have another Digimon without a source. So we'll do here, we're going to swing unsuspend. Now before I get to any of the draw triggers here, we'll go for this guy first. You want to be able to, if you're going to unsuspend, just do this right here before they flip their first card, because if they do, I mean, there's always people that just do it fast, but just tell them to hold on. But if you do keep this tapped and they flip a card and it's, you know, obviously it's jamming and it hits, you know, a Tamer or a Digimon, then you go, oh, I want to unsuspend now. You actually can't. So fair warning, just immediately say you swing unsuspend. Do your effects and then let them see the security. So we're gonna dial it back. We're gonna say we swing unsuspend. We have 4 cards in hand, so we're gonna use this Vmon trigger here to gain a card because we have less than 7. And then we'll do the rest of them. We got Stingmon draw here, Upa draw because they have a Digimon with no source, gain a memory and draw another card from that source. Obviously this will be the whole lineup here because I'm just doing it like this, but the whole lineup you just go down. You can pick and choose. And then we'll go ahead and swing again because we can. So we'll go ahead and swing. Sorry about that. Hit another Digimon, or we hit a Tamer here at this point. So now they got their Tamer set up in the back, or we hit 2 Digimon. So then we're going to go ahead, because we got 6 memory, we're going to pay 4 of it to Digivolve the Imperial here, and then we're going to tap Davis and Ken to unsuspend it. So now we got this here, draw a card. Then we'll do Pyludra's effect, or Imperial's effect to strip 2. We'll strip these guys right here. And we have now drawn so many cards, we're able to DNA up again. So go ahead and DNA up here. We're going to draw a card. We bottom deck the last Digimon that we got our Upa draw on, so now they have nothing out. Swing unsuspend, jamming, draw a card. Then we're going to go ahead and swing again. Now we've drawn Hidden Potential at some point, all these draws we've been doing here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to tap this, get the Evo for 5, because we're at 1 memory, because we're not going to be, we want to be able to still keep our turn here. We're going to go into fighter mode. It would be for 2, but we'd be at 1 memory right now. So we do this for free. We're going to draw a card off Evo, and then we're going to bottom deck, you know, the big Digimon we couldn't do before but didn't have blocker, or if there's nothing on the field, and we're going to get swing unsuspend here. You want to make sure to be able to do that. Even, or you can also just do this too and get 1 more swing like this. But we're going to go ahead and just get the swing here, and we're going to do 1 more time here. They're at no security now with all the times attacking. We didn't draw our Lobo, but we're also down, you know, if we do Lobo, we're not going to be able to go for game because it'll be passing turn, but then we've drawn this lovely Digimon here. For 4 memory, you're going to draw a card. It's now past a turn, but with the Blitz effect, unsuspend, and then just go face for the game. This right here is basically many of my wins, just this alone. Sometimes I didn't have, you know, this Vmon here, of course. I didn't have this one here. It's the other Vmon. It's just, you know. But when I have the cards like this, you know, this was just gross. So this will do it for the deck tech video. If you liked the video so far, please hit a like if you like. And also subscribe as well. And we'll see you all guys next week. And don't forget to get your geek on.